happy cooking. This is your flexitarian chef, Jael Tanti, as promised to all my top fans from the Happy Cooking Club that I'm going to show you how to make that delicious and nutritious vegan. Raw is vegan if you want it to be vegan, and it's also super amazing for you. Remember what I said? The base is walnuts. What are walnuts great for? You got it, omega-3s, and they're actually loaded with protein as well. So this is a great fat for you. So this is a great whole foods. So this is gonna be our base. And then for the sugar, we're gonna have the date. Now if you don't have a date, now you have plenty. This one's right here. Remember the sages in the ancient times, what did they do? In order for them to get energy, they would eat dates along the way. People didn't cook foods back in the days. So it wasn't until somebody discovered fire that we started to cook our food. But most of the time we used to eat it raw, and we ate only when we were hungry. Now in this day and age, that it's all about like quick bite here and there, well, at least make it a quick, delicious, healthy bite. Next time that you are feeling a little bit down and you're feeling a little bit tired, you know, just take a date and delicious. Okay, next, I better chew this really fast so I can get to the recipe. My God, I just need the energy. I need to eat this. So you better be happy that I did it for you next time you do it. It's an opera. This is what's going on. It's like a dance of the dates. Now the other side. There you go. Delicious date. So we're gonna use the dates and pick the dates that are organic. Get the organic dates. I'm using the California dates because in my neck of the woods, dates are abundant. So first thing that you want to do is, I have a few already that I'm taking the liberty to take the pit. So number one, take the pit. Make sure that there's no mold in the middle, because back in the days when I didn't know any better, I actually saw mold inside the dates. It was black and I was scared. But now I'm happy. Look at these beauties. That's how they should look like, kind of red and the little stringy there. So you're gonna use, depends on how much of the brownie you wanna make. You can use about 20 dates. And remember, dates are really good for the digestive system. They give you energy. It's a low-fat sugar. It's a whole sugar. So if you're gonna eat sugar, it better be a gray sugar, something that is very natural, and it comes from the earth itself. So we have right here about 20 at least dates. Okay, so that's good enough. So we put the other ones away. So if you want your dates to stay fresh, I keep mine in the refrigerator when I'm not using them, and I try not to touch them all. I just touch the ones that I'm gonna poke out and I'm gonna put in here, okay? So first things first, we are going to, I'm gonna wash my hands, they're kind of sticky. Alrighty, so I got my little favorite color. There you go. Let's keep on going. So, number one, let's get the dates out of the way. So we're gonna use what is called the Cuisinart. And this one right here is an oldie, but a goodie one, okay? I bought this and I had it in a box for a long time, and now, you know that I know how to use it, now I use it all the time. So what you wanna do is, you see this little hole right here, and there's a little indentation here. What you wanna do is, you go past the indentation and then you bring it, and now it's locked. Then you take the S blade. This is the S blade. Believe me, even though it does come with instructions, if my children are not around, I don't get to use it because I don't like reading instructions. I just want it to work, okay? Do you know anyone like that too? Okay, so now what we do is we're gonna take these are all the nuts. Okay, maybe not all of them. Try not to cover the little edge point there. And then we take the lid and then you go past the indentation and then you go click. And now we're gonna go pulse. There's two buttons. One that says pulse off, off pulse, and the other one says on. So now we're gonna pulse. Now you want to do this for a couple minutes. I mean, I'm impatient sometimes. I live in time distortion, so I don't know what a couple minutes look like. So I go by when it starts kind of crumbling like cookie dough. That's the time that I kind of stop. And then, you know, I'll just squeeze my hand in there, being careful not to touch the S. And then I go back at it. Never take this part down because then you have to dump it all out and then you have to put the S back again and do the same thing that I showed you earlier. Okay, so let's go one more time. Okie dokie. So I'm gonna show you what it looks like. This is what cookie looks like, cookie crumble. So, see now, I take it from the fastener there. I move this because I want you to see. So we're going to dump it in a big 5-quart, okay? Okay, now we're gonna do the rest. The only reason why I don't wanna do the rest, I don't wanna do them all at once, is because sometimes what happens, the machine will stop because it's too much for it. You know, kind of like in life. You know, sometimes we take on more than we can chew. So therefore, you know, maybe a little bit at a time. If you don't see success the first time, try it again. And if you don't see it, you do it again. And if you don't see it, you do it again. And you do it again, you do it again until you reach what you are after. Okay, so see this? It looks like a cookie, like crumble. Okay, so we're gonna do the rest one more time. And we take the little ones again. And we go. Okay, this will go easier now. So notice the difference when you're putting less ingredients in there. It goes a lot easier. So a little bit at a time, sometimes it works better. Yes. See, a little bit, it actually went faster. So now I want you to see that little crumbly. There, put it right there. Shake the S and okay. So part 1. You want to do the cookie crumble. Part 2. Actually, no, part 1 was to take the pits off these. Do not buy the pitted one. It's better if you do it with your hands so your love will go right in there and then will transfer to your loved ones. Okay, so back with the S. And then we're gonna put the dates. Actually, you know, just tear them because it'll be a little bit easier. So if you can just quickly, don't stress it too much, it'll be like, again, faster. And so we're gonna do about 10 dates at a time if you like, or you can do, I don't know, maybe all of them, but you know what I tell you? Sometimes it gets stuck in there, so it's better if you just be patient. Okay, sticky fingers in there. That's okay. There's moisturizing my fingers. So now we go. Okay, what we're doing here? The key is we are going to make a little ball. So we're gonna chop it up until it turns into a ball. So just give me about 2 minutes. Maybe time distortion, maybe it's only 1 minute. exactly what you want to do. See this? I'm showing you step by step. This is so incredible. You want it to look like this. So see, now I can turn it into a little ball, but don't do that. You know why? Because I want this to mix with the nuts. You'll think I'm nuts, and then you'll be right, because yeah, I am sometimes a little bit nutty. Okay, so take the little ball. You see why sometimes when you remove it, but it's safer, you know, not to be moving your hands around the S. Okay, so from here now we're gonna work magic. Everything's magic. You can have anything that you desire, you know that, right? So, okay, so now we put this thing here. Before I continue, there's one thing. Everybody knows that having a topping in your brownies, it's a must. So, this step, you can do it like half an hour before, or you can do it while you're doing the brownies. So, I will stop it, not for a commercial, but to show you something amazing. So, what we'll have now, we're gonna take some coconut sugar. Coconut sugar is low in the glycemic index, so it does digest a little bit faster than many other sugars. This is my favorite sugar of all the sugars. So if I'm gonna have sugar, I either have dates, honey, actually honey first, because it builds your immune system, and then dates because they're amazing, tons of energy, and you didn't have to kill anybody for it or steal it from a bee, okay? And then the third thing is coconut sugar. That is it. After that, I am not responsible for it. Oh, wine, yes. Okay, so we're gonna take the whole bag of coconut sugar. And by the way, if you're in my neck of the woods, you know that I love sometimes giving credit to some people that carry foods that I'm very grateful for. And so if you live in my neck of the woods, this was bought at Trader Joe's. I don't have any stocks. I don't think they're in the stock exchange, but trust me, great sugar. You can buy anything, but believe me, the one at Trader Joe's is quite good, and it's organic, so it's amazing. So to this sugar, so now I turn on the pan. We're gonna use the 3-quart. This is I'm using the Salamaster 3-quart, but wait a second. If this was hot, then I would take the handles and touch this little button, and that's the 3-quart now. See, you can take the handles off. So when I'm cooking something at high heat, then I just put my finger right here. Voila, see, I said magic, right? This is just like magic. You just press the button and you take the handles off. So now what we do is we're gonna turn this. We don't need the lid. And you say, oh my gosh, you didn't put any water. Of course I'm gonna put water. How much water is the key. Even sugar needs water. Actually, you don't need it. It will actually melt. But because I want to do this in a little bit of a hurry, I'm going to put, that's about half a glass of water. Okay? So just throw it in there. And then just crank it to high. Okay? Say hi. All right. So now we go to the next, we move to the next level. So we're gonna do one batch at a time, okay? Deal? So back to this. So put the S in there. Now this time, we're going to add half of the crumble walnuts. And you know, I don't have measuring spoons, and I do have them, but I don't use them. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I like to eyeball things. So I'm gonna use half of it, okay? Half of the nuts. You'll think it's nuts, but it is nuts. Okay, and then we're gonna take those 10 dates. Okay, if you want a little bit sweeter, you can go on 12 dates. Okay, so now we just see how I'm gonna crumble in there. And this is the key. And this is the key why you need to have the syrup in advance in a way. By the way, if you wanted to do this into a 420 brownie, My goodness gracious, you need to get to my butter, and then you melt the butter in there, and it makes the most amazing ganache in the entire planet. I have to tell you that. But you have to watch my other video when I do my cannabis series, because I'm serious about that. People can get better with the medicine that is in it. And I know I'm talking about it openly because it should be talked about openly. If you remember, everything that gives seeds and gives flower is food for us. So if it comes from the earth and it comes from nature, it's our right to have it. It's our food. Okay, I'm not trying to sound like a rebel, but here we go. So let's go again. So you mix it really good until it becomes almost like a butter. So remember that walnuts is like peanuts in a way, right? But they're from a different family. These are the best. I don't eat peanuts anymore. It's a very allergenic food. And I know, I'm sorry for those of you that like the P&J, I have to give you the bad news. There's so many neurotoxins and exotoxins and I don't know what kind of toxins. You go check it out on your own. I'm not your doctor, I'm not your guru. You go figure out on your own what peanuts do in your body. So back in the days, peanuts were actually discovered for the poor people. And you know the funny part is, the poorest of people have the poorest of health. How does that happen? My goodness gracious, when are we going to learn that the earth gives us the secrets to our success, to our health, to our body? So check this out. And of course, a little technology always helps. That's why I love this thing. Because if I only had the earth and not this thing, I can't make this thing. But I can take a walnut, I can take a date, and it tastes the same, so why not? But this will look pretty though, prettier. So see now what have I made? A cookie dough. See? Cookie dough. There you go. Okay, so now what we do, look at this beautiful caramel there, just rolling, boiling like a volcano. You'll see what's going to do in this recipe. So now we're gonna take half of the cacao powder. You can stick your hands in there if you like to. I'm sure my little friend over here is loving. Oh yes, touch it. Oh yes. It's good for me. Lots of energy in there. So do about half. And I know I didn't do this in public at Happy Cooking Club because you guys were gonna eat it. Here, this one, I'm going to eat it, and my good friend over here is going to eat it too. Okay, now you can, by the way, you know I'm all about building the immune system. Vanilla bean powder. Truly, we do not have a prayer in this world if we're not building our immune system. That's the number one thing in the world, okay? Everybody, take this lesson. Build your immune system and you build your health on your own. It's very important. Find foods that'll help you build the immune system, because when you have an immune system, you're like a rocket. You are unshakable. Like nothing will pull you down. Maybe, I don't know, maybe a truck or something. That would be horrible. But anyway, so if you want to stay super healthy, there we go. This is called vanilla bean powder. You can find it anywhere. You can get the little vanilla beans, but you can buy it in a powder. So I'm gonna put approximately 8 tablespoons, okay, generous. Now, you see this liquid that I'm making here? I'm keeping it at very, very high. Why? Because I want it to caramelize. It is unnecessary to have it, but this is for the topping, and sometimes I use it as a binding. So you see, even a little bit of the water that I put is already turning into something, but it's coming into something even better. So here we go. So back to this. Oh, cinnamon. Cinnamon is a natural anti-inflammatory, and for those people who suffer from pain, cinnamon is incredible. I'm not going to advertise for anybody, so I took the labels off just in case. Smells wonderful though. Let's do, this is the first time I use this, so I'm gonna put too much. Okay, maybe I'll just take a little bit just in case. Oh, it fell on the top, that's fine. That's perfect. Okay, so now we're back to here. You know I'm buying time, right? Because I need this to thicken. Because I need it for the topping, that's why. So, I'll take my hand off so you can see no trick over here. Love it. Oh, it's coming. Oh, beauty, magic. Magic is coming together. You're gonna love this. I can taste it. There we go, and you know that I taste it. Ooh, look at this, beautiful. Isn't this gorgeous? See, that's exactly what I'm looking for. So it's already really nice and smooth. If you want at home and you like it a little bit more crunchy, you can actually stop about a minute before that. Oh my gosh, it's so amazing. I kid you not. I'm in love. Yes, please give me more. Amazing. Yes, yes, exactly what I want. Yes. Okay. I know I'm a little too excited. That's fine, but bear with me. This is not even be cooked. This is part of my Beat the Heat program. So that's as much heat I have. And by the way, this is, as soon as you see it, that, oh, it's incredible. You know what? It's time. We turn it to low. Now we're gonna add some raw cacao powder because this is the beauty. This is super high antioxidant. This is superfood. You know what cacao powder is? Scientific name is called theobroma. Theobroma means theo is God, broma, food for the gods. So as you know, I always tell people, I told everybody, we are all made to the image and likeness of God, therefore we're all gods and goddesses. We were sent to this planet for a reason and a purpose, and only you know why. If it's hidden, it's in your mind. That's where all the treasures are hidden, in our mind. So now what we'll do is we're going to mix this really, really, really fast, because this is gonna be your, now go the other way. By the way, this is a great way for you to do your exercise. If you didn't exercise today, if you want, you can go ambidextrous. Go this way now, see? Oh, but then I get wings. See, when I do this, I get the wings going. Or maybe one day they'll become really strong. So maybe I'll go this way, it's a little bit better. Just kidding. Okay, so why am I not using a whisk? Because I don't like doing dishes, to tell you the truth. So I have to make sure, and I do wash them, by the way. I do love doing the dishes, but if I don't have to, I don't want to be washing the whisk, because the whisk got so many little things, and it's like, oh gosh, no. It's easier to just lick the spoon, and here we go. So, but this is, again, you need a little bit of patience. Patience. You know, a turtle can live up to 500 years. Why can't we? You know, because turtles are patient, that's why. So let's learn from nature. Whales, why can they live more than us and healthy? No, it's called nature. We need to be more. And in order to be more, we need to do more for ourselves. So here we go. And by the way, I love these pans because you're not scratching Teflon or plastic. These are made of 316 surgical stainless steel TI. They're good enough to put inside your body, good enough to cook your food on. That's right. So if you're gonna spend the money in great foods, organic foods, don't go destroying it with the worst pots and pans in the world. Get the very best. You deserve it. You. It's all about you. Yes, I know it sounds selfish, but you cannot give that which you do not have. If you have no love for yourself, you can't give the love to no one. See, that's why I love me first, because I love God. And so God is within me. And so I live by my own promise to give myself the very best. If I'm not giving myself the very best, that's it. You know, why am I here in this world anyway? So, I know that you know. And everybody knows. So there you have it. So I had to do this, but look at this. This is the key. This is the beauty. This right here is, oh, look at this. When you see this, little hairs, ooh, that is the caramel speaking to you. Wow, incredible. This is the best thing ever, I promise you. And you're gonna have to do it in the Salamaster pan because that's how you make chocolate the fastest way. Okay, so I'm gonna let it rest for a little bit. Do not, under any means of your imagination, put it in the refrigerator because it'll go hard. I mean, some people will love that, but the fact is, you don't want it to be hard. So now, I'm gonna use the 9-inch skillet because I wanted a thick brownie. And don't worry, I'm not cooking anything. There's nothing here that you cannot eat like raw. So just dump it in there. How easy is that? Look at how clean. Take the blade. Secret. Take your little brownie, cookie brownie. Look at this. Look at how beautiful. Huh? Yes. I know some of you goes like, oh, that looks like a turd. Well, the turd was inside of you. So get used to it. This is beauty. This is magic. This is truly food for the gods, and you deserve to have this. Okay, so just take your beautiful hands and start putting the love. Have you ever heard of sentient cooking? Well, sentient cooking is when you send energy to your food and you really put the love in there. So when other people touch your food, they eat your food, they feel amazing because they know that you made it in a state of mind that was incredibly transforming, and they will feel the energy that you were feeling. So, you know, I always remember when I watched that movie, Like Water, Like Chocolate. It was hilarious. I was funny, but I studied some vegetarian cookbooks, and I always went to the Indian community. And so I started reading about the vegetarianism and why and what was possible, all of that. And then somehow I learned about this book, and it's called Sentient Cooking, and I have never forgotten. That's why I refuse to cook if I am upset or if something's going on in my life. You will not see me in the kitchen. I'd rather zero eating. I'd rather fast that day. In fact, I won't even drink water. But actually, I drink water because I need to keep hydrated and breathing and that kind of thing. Absolutely. But truly that day, I better not cook. But those days for me are almost nilled to zero. And even though you would not know that this girl, you know, has had a lot of challenges, physical challenges, but yet they're overcome by love and overcome by great energetic foods. So look at this beauty. So now what I do is I'm gonna take the, oh gosh, this is getting hard already, look at that. So I have to pour it right away, otherwise it'll turn into real chocolate. Okay, so let me get the handles. So remember, this is when we use the handles. The handles! Get a handle of your life, yeah! And so now, we take that beautiful chocolate and then we're just gonna pour on the top. It's beauty. This is perfection. Truly perfection. Okay? So see? Dripless pouring age. Wow. Oh, delicious. Please, somebody save me from this. No, nobody save me. Look at this. So now I'm gonna put this in the freezer. If I wanna eat it right away, I put it in the freezer for about 5 minutes just for this to cool off. And you, I mean you, get to make this for you and your family again with love, with happiness, with joy and enthusiasm. Remember, Theobroma, food for the gods. I love you all. Thank you for watching. This is your Flexitarian chef, Jael Tanti. Until then, have a happy, healthy, and wealthy day. And if you're a Salamaster owner, then we're friends for life. Stay positive. Ciao.